What's up, gang? It's your boy, Sergi. Back at it again. Very light-skinned American trying to act black. Learning Chinese, day 285. Oh my gosh. Just finished my cards. Honestly, didn't take that long. I just happened to be really tired because I had a long day. I've just been working all day and then went out. So I'm actually glad I'm kind of tired because after recording this, I'm going to input all the stats really quickly and then hopefully just fall straight asleep. And it's only 9 right now, but it's kind of falling asleep early for me, which is a good thing for me because I kind of want to get early sleep. So yeah, finish it, rename the deck to listening and the simplified, because I'll probably add a listening for traditional soon, which might sound confusing, but I can explain it at a later date. Too lazy right now too. But anyway, yeah, so I did a couple things. I just did mostly passive as usual. Tested out AnkiWeb on the phone. Audio doesn't work. Looked online. Seems like that's a common thread for most other people. So I don't really know what I'm going to do with Anki when I'm on the go. I might just have to use my computer. I really don't know. And if not, I have everything saved in Migaku as a backup. So if I can still get cards in one way, because Migaku still is an SRS. So yeah, as far as stats go for yesterday, because I can just pull up yesterday for y'all really quickly. And as far as today goes, I've done, I think I was marking today actually, so I can just show everything. So far for the day, I only logged 70, so an hour and 10, but I think I did just a little bit more after, so probably like maybe another 20 minutes. I also have 30 minutes. I can't remember what I did, but I'm pretty sure it was a mix of passive and I remember that I was listening, but I can't remember how much passive it was, how much background it was. And yeah, so this is what I've done so far. That's March. I just did my Anki cards, of course. And yeah, so I guess not too much time technically. Though I felt like I've been listening for a long time, can't lie. And then as far as yesterday goes, here are all the stats. I'm gonna put the full line right here, but I've done about an hour of active. This looks to be at least 2 hours and 15 minutes of passive, and then nearly 3 hours of the background. If I look at my watch really quick, which I'm gonna do really quickly. No, this doesn't seem like I added any time. Okay, so then, man, I guess only like really over an hour of passive listening, really, so nothing too crazy. A little disappointing because I felt like I was listening for a while, but it happens. A lot of things fall in the background because obviously sometimes it's hard for me to focus, and obviously I'm working as well, so things just naturally will go in the background when like I'm talking to someone, or if I have to read something and then read it in English, it just overpowers anything I'm doing in Chinese. But if I'm doing something that's really streamlined and like there's no like conflict at all, I get a lot of passive input. So I might be being too hard on myself with the passive and probably do maybe more passive than I'm giving myself credit for, but I try and be hard on myself because I did like the previous way of vlogging that I've done up until like 2 weeks ago. Like I was really liberal with the passive, and when it was kind of just on the background, I wasn't paying attention to it at all. I put it as passive, and I think that's like a big mistake. I don't really think that's passive. In hindsight, I kind of not like the same extent, but I see that like a lot closer to like listening to a language while you're dead asleep, closer to that rather than closer to like listening to it, like passively listening, like you get bits and pieces, like every like 20 seconds fades out for another like 15-20 seconds and comes back again like 20 seconds. Like I think it's closer to like when if you're just like sleeping because you're not really taking it in. So I've done a reevaluation of like how like I kind of mark active and passive, and I'm more serious about it now. So maybe later on I'll give myself more credit for it, but right now I'm just locking these so I can kind of like reflect and be like, okay, while I'm walking, I need to be more passive. Like I need to make sure like I'm focusing. So while I was like working today, I was thinking about like my previous logs, like Well, not necessarily. I was just more so like, man, just need to make sure to like at least have it be passive. And then some of it becomes active because like I do believe like if you're like listening to a podcast, like if you're sitting down and listening to a podcast doing nothing else, that's obviously active because you're focusing on it, right? But if you're walking outside even and even doing work, but you're literally doing nothing else and your mind is like mainly focused on that task, like mainly focused like more than 90%, then that's obviously active to me. Like I don't think you have to sit down for it to be counted as active. Like for listening at least, like that's obviously active to me. But when I'm working and I like have to walk around and like have a mental note of like where I'm going in places and like kind of also like another checklist in my mind of like stuff that I have to do, I do count that as passive because I'm still listening to whatever Chinese podcast I'm listening to. That's still like what I'm listening to is still like the main thing I'm focused on, but I have another component in my mind that's sort of like in the background but still has precedence, so it becomes like a 70-30 ratio or like 60-40 ratio, right? So yeah, so funny that I'm ranting and I'm literally tired, so I'm gonna put this all in and then go to bed. But remember to keep grinding, and I'll see you all in the next one. 多举把兄弟给